What up, everybody? Welcome in NFL Power Rankings presented by U.S. Army. Dan Hellie alongside James Jones.
What's going down,
Welcome back,
man?
my friend, and the man who is responsible for these Power Rankings, Elliot Harrison. How about just a little tease?
Well, James is looking smooth here. We need to bring our game up. We're going to have a little bit more Raiders-Cowboys fallout, if you will, from that trade. And a lot of fringe teams we're talking about today. Not the top of the top. We're the wild card teams, man. That's what I'm really looking at.
He loves talking about those fringe teams.
We're
going to start in the top 10. The Rams, nothing fringe about them. They remain at number 1, and it really is pick your poison with this offense.
It is. It's pick your poison with the whole team, Dan. I mean, it's okay. Yes, you have the offense. You have Goff, MVP candidate. Todd Gurley, MVP candidate. Did you see the pass rush on Sunday? Oh, my gosh. They collapsed the pocket. It seemed like every other play, Aaron Donald had 4 sacks. And then you get special teams, too, James. The team's complete all the way.
Absolutely, man. It's going to take a special player and a dominant performance to come out and beat these Rams, man. They clicking on all phases of the game, man. It's going to be tough to beat them. Absolutely number 1 right now.
If they can get to the bye week undefeated at 11-0, then they might go undefeated
it's not happening, Dan.
The whole way.
They got a team coming into town this week.
Remain at number 2. We'll get to that in just a minute. Winning on the road against a very good Bears team without Gronk.
Yeah, without Gronk, but it's every week with this team. It's a different guy stepping up and contributing. You saw Josh Gordon this game trucked a couple of guys. That was awesome. How about Jerron Harmon at the end of the game, heads up, sees Kevin White catch the ball, makes a tackle. Then you get special teams plays that help the Patriots get back into the lead in this game. Another complete team.
Absolutely, I agree. You got to have them at number 2. But the thing that scares me is I don't know how long Sony Michel is going to be out. And he was giving them a different element to this offense to be able to run and keep those defenses honest. I don't know now, so we'll see.
Sony Michel, the good news is, not going to be out the entire season. Josh Gordon, his first 100-yard game as a Patriot. A look at 1 through 10 here. So you have the Rams and the Patriots, Elliot, and you're looking at that team in the 9 hole.
I am. Pittsburgh, we're not really talking about them except for Le'Veon Bell. This team, I think, their defense continues to play well, could do something in the postseason.
4 letters for you, my friends. HTTR. All right, they win. It was close.
Yeah.
But they win, and they go up 6 spots.
They do. I need you to step aside with your Mark Rippon fandom for just a second.
Jay Schrader, Doug Williams, Joe Theismann, Sonny Jurgensen. You want to keep going?
I'm glad. Well, no, because we're going to talk quarterback. Alex Smith on the mural here behind me. They haven't even gotten what they thought they'd get from him yet, and they're still 4-2 and in first place. Adrian Peterson right now is on pace for 1,200 yards in his 12th year, okay? And they can also stop the run, James. That, to me, I know that's an old formula. Can you run the ball? Yeah. Can you stop the run? But it does matter, especially as games get colder and especially when you're in a cruddy division.
Yeah. It is an old formula, but those are their 2 biggest weaknesses coming into the season. Running the ball, stopping the run. It seems like they've fixed both of them. Are they a top 10 team?
No. And I say it because we're not going to get a better Alex Smith. He doesn't have the weapons he had last year in Kansas City, so he's not going to throw the ball down the field and give you these big numbers. The good thing he's doing is not turning the ball over, but can Adrian Peterson sustain what he's doing right now? I don't know if that can happen, and Alex Smith is not going to give you those huge plays because he doesn't have the weapons on that offense. So I say they're not a top 10 team.
And that's what I think is actually encouraging, because if Alex Smith can step it up, and they've been a little bit banged up at receiver, this team is going to be better.
Yeah, playing without Jamison Crowder, Paul Richardson, and Chris Thompson, 3 of their top 4 offensive playmakers this past week, and they still get the win. You're right, though. The best thing Alex Smith has done this season is not turn the ball over. We want to hear what you think. Are the Skins a top 10 team? Be sure to vote on Twitter. Just find us at NFL Network or use the hashtag NFL Power Rankings.
What are they going to say?
There's another message you have for Elliot.
What are they going to say?
I think they're probably going to say no.
Okay.
That's just my guess. 11 through 20 here. Bears and Lions 11 and 12. You have the Broncos going up 7 spots just because they beat the Cards?
Yeah, well, I mean, they dominated the Cardinals. They looked pretty good. And by the way, Seattle, I don't think anyone thought they'd even be this high at the beginning of the season.
I think you're probably right. Let's talk about that trio in the NFC North. All right, help me understand this, JJ. Shouldn't the Packers, your Packers, at 3-2-1, be ranked higher than the Bears and the Lions, who are both at 500?
Absolutely, and I'm just going to start with the Bears. We beat the Bears. We should be in front of the Bears.
Sure.
Okay? Yeah, we lose to the Lions, but you have a wounded Aaron Rodgers going down there without a Randall Cobb, without a Geronimo Allison, playing with rookie wide receivers on one leg, and then you got Mason Crosby, who has the worst game of his life. They lose that one. Listen, the Packers are getting healthy at the right time. Bye week is gone. They back on the practice field. You get Randall Cobb back. Jimmy Graham is healthier. Aaron Rodgers is healthier. Geronimo's back. We find a run game in Aaron Jones. Absolutely, they should be in front of these two teams, and they're going to win this week.
You know, I think if we gave you about 20 more seconds, you could have given us the whole roster.
You know, because I could keep going, baby.
Yeah, listen, it took a legendary performance for them from Aaron Rodgers to beat the Bears. The Bears are a more complete team to me right now. But Detroit, with Kerryon Johnson, I think it's a different team. They've been looking for a running back forever. They find one. You see him right here on the video. He had almost 200 yards from scrimmage on the road in Miami, where Chicago lost last week. James, it makes that defense a little better for them when they've got a guy that can eat up clock. And they beat the brakes off the Packers. I'm sorry.
You should go get you a Johnson jersey and wear it on the show because you are all on the bandwagon.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Hey, I think they should just enjoy their time at 13 because they have the Rams and the Patriots.
Oh, yeah, it's trouble for the Rams and the Patriots.
It's trouble for the Rams and the Patriots.
2 L's for Green Bay. Yeah.
Are the Eagles in trouble? Down 2 spots to 14 after that loss to the Panthers. They had the lead in that game in the second half, Elliot.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing about the Eagles, Dan. You can't play the Giants every week. That's the first thing. The second thing is they were up 17-0 on your field, okay, in the fourth quarter, and the Panthers go boom, 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 right down the field. There was nothing cheesy about it. The only thing that was a little bit off in this game was Eric Reed had an interception taken away from him. Carolina won this game.
Man, listen. A couple weeks ago, I said the lights was out for the Philadelphia Eagles. I was not lying to you guys. The lights are out. Listen, on your home turf, you just said it.
Yep.
To give up a lead like that in the fourth quarter on your home turf, good football teams find a way to win those games. They're not finding ways to win the tough, close games. No, they're done.
How about this for the Eagles? To get to 10 wins this year, the defending Super Bowl champs are going to have to win 7 of 9. 21 through 30 looks like this. You got the Bucs going up 1.
Yeah, you know, the Bucs, though, they get the win, but Jameis Winston, he is so inconsistent. I can't understand. Weird decision-making late in the game. I don't get it sometimes.
Well, and that's really nothing new for Jameis, and this is a huge year for him as it is for a couple of other quarterbacks. Jags down 8 spots to 23 in the danger zone after losing 3 in a row, and Blake Bortles is benched in this one.
They sure are, Mav. You know, the thing with the Jags, without Leonard Fournette, they're a different football team, and it's exposing their quarterback right now. It's leaving their defense on the field too long, like we saw in Dallas. Biggest movers this week, 8 spots down.
Don't throw the season away. You have an opportunity before the trade deadline to go get a quarterback. Go get a quarterback. Yep. You know right now you do not want to go into the season next year with Blake Bortles as your quarterback.
And it is time, James. You are correct for too high, too low. I have 3 teams for you. We're going to start with the one you just saw, the Ravens at number 8. After that rare missed extra point from Justin.
I don't know why I keep coming up here every day arguing with him, but they are too high. Listen, they play well at home, but when they go on the road, I don't know which team I'm going to get. They are way too high. I don't know why they're up there.
All right, 3 weeks ago they were too high, then they were too low, then they're too high again. How about you just tell me where to put them?
Yeah, just call me next week and I'm going to help you out.
Remember, they're 1 extra point away from a chance of being 5-2. Falcons at 20. This offense has gone for over 34 times already this year. That matches the entire total for last season.
Listen, they are too low, and I say that because Matt Ryan is playing some MVP football right now, and I like it, but this offense could score with the best of them, and I like the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they can score. So let's say they make it as a wild card. Then they lose 37-30 in the playoffs. They can't stop anybody. And if they're going to wear their throwbacks, they should wear their red and grays from the 80s.
Ooh, I like the black. I like that.
All right, I was hesitant to put this in, but I felt like we needed to since we have a former Raider here. The Raiders dead last at 32. Too high or too low?
I'm going to say the Raiders are too high, man. And listen, I want you guys to listen to me. Yes, because they can't get any worse. They're too high. And listen, first Khalil Mack, then Amari Cooper, and then even the thoughts of you thinking about giving up Derek Carr. This was a 12-4 ball club with a hurt quarterback. Who knows what would have happened? Gruden, you're destroying everything. Once a Raider, always a Raider. And I don't like what I'm seeing right now. If you let Derek Carr, if you let Derek Carr go, listen, I'm coming back. But they are too high. Locker room is messed up. Coach is messed up. On field is messed up. We got problems. Raider Nation, big ones. Fix it.
All right, even Elliot's biting his tongue. I've never seen that before. Let's head down to Elliot's Dallas Cowboys.
Kicks away, line drive, 52, hit the left upright and bounced out. The game is over. The Cowboys lose to Washington 20-17. It ends with Brett Maher's 16 field goal streak ending with the ball hitting the left upright from 52.
The power trip is back. Elliot, tell us how you really feel about your Cowboys so far.
Well, I think Bryce Butler and James Jones are going back to the Raiders, but I certainly was not very high on the Cowboys at the beginning of the year. Start them at 22. They lost to Carolina. They did okay against the Giants, but then they get to 24. This was their lowest spot when they lost in Seattle by a couple scores. Okay, but then they got back on track when they beat Jacksonville. That dominant performance, we saw their defense, and I moved them all the way to 14th, even though they had problems on offense, which reared their ugly heads in Washington. So you think, okay, the offense isn't doing so well. They get Amari Cooper. Does it make a difference? Can this team make a run starting against Tennessee?
I think so. I think help is on the way, and Amari Cooper is just what Dak Prescott needed. He's one of those guys that can run very good routes. He has speed, and he creates separation, and that's what Dak needs. And listen, Tennessee's playing some good football right now. They just went down to the wire with the Chargers, but I got to give the Cowboys a W right there. I'm going to say they win that game right there. Division game on the road. This is one where you got to dig down. It might be 7-6. Who knows?
It's a huge game for the Eagles.
This is huge for both ball clubs. I'm going to say they find a way to win this one right here.
On the road.
And they get that W on the road.
Okay.
And I am a big Matt Ryan fan. I feel like he's playing at an MVP level. It's in that dome. I think the Cowboys go up there off a big-time win. Reading their press clippings, I think they take an L right here.
They can't keep up in a track meet, the Cowboys.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And we got another division game. The good thing about this is, we lost to the Redskins, but this one is on our home turf.
Yep.
And I think they can defend their home turf and find a way to get Cooper the ball and take some pressure off Zeke, and they win this game right here.
Wow. So you got 3 out of 4 here.
3 out of 4.
6-5.
6-5.
Man.
This is looking pretty good for the Cowboys. This is a bright spot. I'm liking what they did with Amari Cooper.
I agree. Dan, that might be good for first place.
I was very impressed with your math skills there, Elliot. Good work. Thursday Night Football in Houston this week for the Dolphins and Texans. Pregame coverage starts at 6 Eastern, followed by kickoff at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and Amazon Prime Video. JJ, your power player in this one.
Man, my power player in this one is Lamar Miller. Listen, if we can get him to do this every week and be able to run this ball on the ground, we know what Hopkins is going to do and Watson was going to do, but this brings a different element. I like him right now for the Houston Texans, man. If they could keep this going, they could mess around and move on up.
Here's another look at the top 10. Rams at number 1, Redskins at 10. How about the teams at 4 and 5? It's a rematch of the Minneapolis Miracle, front and center in balance of power. Gentlemen?
Ooh, yes. Hey, listen, good one. This is close. Yeah. This is good. But listen, I think you are wrong. I am riding with the Vikings right now. Listen, this is going to be a great game. We got some matchups to talk about.
I'm curious to see how you're going to have the Vikings over the Saints. But let's go. Quarterback.
We got to start off with the quarterbacks. Listen, man, it's hard to go away from Kirk. No, I'm playing.
It's going to break dance in the Hall of Fame. Come on, Drew Brees.
There. And then running backs, I'm thinking of Alvin Kamara. I'm thinking of Mark Ingram.
Dalvin Cook's hardly played.
I cannot go against them. I want you to click this for me right here, too.
Okay, so we got 2-0 over the Saints.
Adam Thielen playing out of his mind. Then you add in Diggs. Then you add in Rudolph. Yep. Listen, I got to give this right here to the Minnesota Vikings.
Too much on Michael Thomas.
Here.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We all know I'm a big fan of Zimmer. That defense is starting to come along. It's starting to play the kind of defense they were playing last year.
Better personnel.
I'm going to give the defense to the Vikings.
I'm with you on everything so far. Okay, we're good. So,
listen.
It's got to be the Saints, right?
Since Zimmer has took over, he is 43, 27, and 1. Listen. Unbelievable coach. He changed this organization around.
He did all that.
I love Zimmer. I love him.
Those are great points, except Sean Payton is still the guy to me. His stamp is all over that win in Baltimore, which is a huge road win. Right here you're seeing a fake punt on the first drive of the game, James. Look at this. I mean, how often do you see that? It reminds me of the onside kick in the Super Bowl against the Colts. Now, this is fourth quarter. They're in field goal range. Yeah. Why not kick the field goal? No, they have Drew Brees dive over the top. They go for it. They get a touchdown. They don't get that touchdown there. They don't win the game.
Well, with all that being said, you have to go off of the last time they played each other. And I'm giving this to Zimmer. Listen here. Zimmer outcoaches them, and that gives the Vikings the W
under protest
at the crib, and that means at the house, and that means at home.
Let's talk contenders or pretenders. James, we are starting with those pesky Houston Texans, who are riding a pretty nice winning streak right now.
Absolutely, and to me, they are contenders. Listen, if you could get this from Lamar Miller out of the run game, you already know the defense is playing at a high level.
Yep.
And then if your quarterback steps it up and starts playing the way he should be playing, this team right here can be scary. They are contenders.
The Texans started the season 0-3. They now lead the division a month later, just the second NFL team to do that. Elliot, how about the Bengals?
I'm going to say contender, and it's the most reluctant contender vote of all time. They have a tough road. 3 of the last 4 games are on the road. Cleveland and Pittsburgh ending up the season. I'm barely believing.
Well, and that suddenly high-powered offense averaging just 15.5 points per game over the last couple of weeks. Finally, James, it is the Broncos up 7 spots to 19.
Listen, pretenders. They played the Cardinals. I know everybody's riding high, but listen, you going in to see the Kansas City Chiefs. They are pretenders.
Time now for our power move of the week.
Breeze, end zone. He hit it. 500 career touchdown passes. The NFL's all-time passing yardage leader moves into elite company even further.
What a year it has been for him. We asked and you answered, are the Redskins a top 10 team sitting at 4-2? And you said... 84% he said no. I had a feeling that was going to be the answer.
I mean, they listen to me, man. They really watch the show.
I wouldn't go that far.